Throughout the tapestry of human history, Africa has been the birthplace of great civilizations, extraordinary cultures, and legendary rulers whose stories have too often been overlooked. Before colonial borders were drawn and foreign powers dominated its narrative, Africa was home to mighty empires and sovereign leaders who commanded respect across continents. These kings and queens were not just regional icons, they shaped economies, built cities, fostered peace, led armies, and influenced the world beyond their lands. Their stories are ones of triumph, struggle, wisdom, and unshakable will. This journey into the past reveals the lives of some of the most powerful African rulers whose influence spanned far beyond their time, reminding us of a rich heritage that continues to inspire the world today. Let us begin with a land of golden wealth and unmeasured power, the Empire of Mali. From its very heart rose a ruler whose name echoes across the centuries. Mansa Musa, a king whose legacy is almost mythical. He was the ruler of Mali in the 14th century, presiding over one of the wealthiest empires in history. His pilgrimage to Mecca is perhaps the most well-known journey ever undertaken by a monarch. It was not just a religious act, it was a display of unimaginable wealth and strategic diplomacy. He traveled with a caravan of thousands, carrying gold, goods, and an entourage that left observers speechless. In every city he passed, he built mosques, supported scholars, and uplifted communities. Under his reign, the city of Timbuktu became a center of learning and culture, attracting scholars from across the Islamic world. Mansa Musa redefined the idea of an African ruler, showing the world that power, wealth, and intellect were deeply rooted on African soil. In the northeast, nestled along the Nile, another mighty leader reigned, the fierce and visionary Queen Hatshepsut. Though ancient Egypt had its share of male pharaohs, Hatshepsut carved a unique legacy by declaring herself pharaoh, donning the traditional symbols of male kingship. She led a prosperous reign marked not by war, but by innovation, architecture, and trade. Her expeditions to the land of Punt expanded Egypt's economic influence, and her temples, including the majestic Deir el-Bahari, still stand as a testament to her greatness. She ruled with elegance and power, breaking barriers and challenging gender norms in a time when female rulers were rare. Further south, in the lands that would later become Sudan, the Kingdom of Kush rose with a powerful queen at its helm. Her name was Amanirenas, a Kandake, or Queen Mother of Nubia. When the Roman Empire extended its reach into her lands, Amanirenas did not bow. Instead, she led her armies in battle against Rome itself. Blinded in one eye during the war, she refused to surrender. She launched a fierce campaign, reclaiming lost territories and negotiating peace on her own terms. Her courage and tactical skill remain a bold statement of defiance and sovereignty in the face of imperial might. Moving west, we find ourselves in the rich lands of Ghana, a realm that once flourished under the rule of Tenkamenen. This king was not only known for his wealth and administrative strength, but for his commitment to justice. Tenkamenen opened his court to the public daily, listening to the concerns of his people, embodying the values of transparency and equality. His governance turned Ghana into a hub of commerce and culture, with a system of administration that set the standard for future rulers. In the heart of the Congo Basin, the Kingdom of Congo thrived under the rule of Nzinga Mbemba, also known as King Afonso I. A ruler of vision and intellect, Afonso embraced Christianity and established diplomatic ties with Portugal. He corresponded with European monarchs as an equal, navigating the complex politics of the time. However, he did not do so blindly. He challenged the growing slave trade and fought to protect his people from its horrors. His letters remain among the most powerful documents of the early modern African world, showing the depth of African leadership in negotiating global challenges. Let us now turn to the legendary Queen Nzinga of Ndongo and Matamba, a warrior queen whose strength and defiance made her a symbol of resistance against colonial oppression. In the 17th century, she stood against Portuguese invaders using diplomacy, military strategy, and unyielding courage. Nzinga led her people in guerrilla warfare, formed powerful alliances, and even restructured her kingdom to resist European influence. Her leadership style was both fierce and adaptive. She would often meet her enemies face-to-face in negotiation, refusing to be disrespected or intimidated. Even in her old age she commanded armies and inspired revolts. Nzinga's legacy is not only of a queen who ruled, but one who refused to be conquered. In the majestic highlands of Ethiopia, a powerful empire once flourished under the guidance of Emperor Menelik II. Known for unifying Ethiopia, he is most famously remembered for defeating the Italian army at the Battle of Adwa. This victory in the late 19th century preserved Ethiopian sovereignty and served as a beacon of hope for African nations under the threat of colonization. Menelik modernized his country, introduced new technologies, and protected its independence in an era of relentless European expansion. His triumph against Italy sent a shockwave around the world, proving that Africa could defend its freedom with brilliance and might. In the ancient city of Carthage on the northern coast of Africa rose the name of Hannibal Barca. Though often remembered in Roman tales, Hannibal was a Carthaginian general, a tactician whose military genius stunned the Roman Empire. He led his forces, including elephants, through the Alps, an act of boldness and courage rarely matched in history. He nearly brought Rome to its knees, and remains one of the greatest military minds the world has ever known. His African identity is often obscured in historical narratives, but make no mistake. He was a son of Carthage, an African leader whose brilliance shaped global military strategy for centuries. Let us journey to the east once more, to the vibrant city of Aksum, one of the greatest trading empires of its time. Under King Ezana, Aksum became a formidable power. Ezana embraced Christianity long before it spread through Europe, making Ethiopia one of the world's earliest Christian nations. His reign was marked by military success, economic growth, and spiritual transformation. He built churches, minted coins, and connected his empire to the vast trade networks of the Red Sea. Ezana's leadership helped define a civilization that balanced power with piety, warfare with wisdom. Not far from the swells of the Atlantic, the Ashanti Empire of West Africa gave rise to another extraordinary ruler, Ya Asantewa. She was not born a queen, but when her people needed a leader, she rose to the occasion. When the British demanded the sacred golden stool, she stood up and declared that she would not see the land of her ancestors desecrated. She rallied her people and led the Ashanti rebellion against colonial forces. Though ultimately captured, her bravery ignited the spirit of resistance that would live on long after her imprisonment. She remains a cherished symbol of Ghanaian pride, female strength, and the enduring will of African people to defend their heritage. From the land of the Zulu came a man who redefined military organization and built an empire through strategy, discipline, and ambition. Shaka Zulu was a revolutionary. He took fragmented tribes and unified them into a powerful nation. His reforms in warfare, from the short stabbing spear to the encircling battle formation, transformed combat across southern Africa. But Shaka was more than a warrior. He instilled a sense of identity, pride, and purpose among his people. His legacy is a complex tale of innovation, conquest, and vision. Africa's legacy of leadership stretches across deserts, rivers, mountains, and centuries. The greatness of these kings and queens lies not only in the empires they built or the battles they won. Their power came from their ability to shape identity, influence cultures, and challenge the world's perception of Africa. They built cities of stone, temples of worship, systems of governance, and networks of trade that spanned entire continents. They passed down stories of courage, sacrifice, and resilience. They left behind more than monuments. They left behind pride, heritage, and a call to remember who we are and where we come from. Their stories are not relics of the past, they are the foundation of the future. In every African child who dreams of leading, in every voice that challenges injustice, in every community that rises from struggle, the spirit of these kings and queens lives on. So as we walk through modern times, let us remember, before colonization, before the slave ships, before the borders drawn by foreign hands, there was greatness in Africa. Greatness that cannot be erased. Greatness that continues to rise. These are the rulers who shaped a continent and influenced the world. Their names deserve to be known. Their stories deserve to be told. Their legacies deserve to be honored. Because the truth is, the crown never left Africa. It was always here, and it always will be.